Hello and welcome to the news this hour. I'm Shivangi Shukla. Let's have a look at the headlines. Aadhaar not compulsory for filing tax returns for now, says the Supreme Court. However, the Aadhaar card remains mandatory for PAN. Fresh clashes on the Indore-Bhopal highway. One farmer commits suicide in the state while another dies in violence. Madhya Pradesh continues to remain on the boil. We will make a protest national if our demands are not met in 32 days, says Chennai farmers who have restarted their protest for drought relief and loan waivers in Tamil Nadu. Minor raped by her own father for over a year, but the ordeal doesn't end there. Victim is subjected to gruesome virginity test by a priest to prove the charge. Woman in Thane molested inside a shared auto by the driver and an occupant. Victim sustains injuries after being thrown out of the moving vehicle. Anguished parents of close to 100 students plead to be heard. Mirror Now brings you the latest from ground in a campaign against arbitrary fee hikes. A mega Mirror Now sting operation exposes the ugly truth of housing. Muslims, non-vegetarians openly demand homes by India's biggest builders, brazenly violating our rights as citizens of India. Britain prime ministerial polls ends in a hung parliament. Theresa May's Conservatives emerged the largest party but lose majority by 16 seats. Let's go straight to the big breaking coming in now. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has announced a fast. He says he will go on a fast from tomorrow and sit with the agitating farmers and hear their demands.
कल 11 बजे से मैं यहाँ नहीं बैठूंगा, बल्लभ भवन में नहीं बैठूंगा, मैं भैल के दशहरा मैदान पर बैठूंगा, जनता से किसानों से चर्चा करने के लिए बैठूंगा। मैं सभी लोगों से अपील करता हूं जो आंदोलन कर रहे हैं, आंदोलन अराजक हो गया है, आंदोलन स्थगित करें, चर्चा के लिए आगे आएं। जो जायज चीजें उन पर चर्चा करने में मुझे कोई परेशानी नहीं। आखिर लोकतंत्र में चर्चा से ही समस्या का समाधान होता है। और शांति बहाली के लिए मैं उपवास करूंगा और उपवास करते हुए वहीं से मैं सरकार चलाऊंगा। बैठकें होगी, स्थिति पर नजर रखी जाएगी, फैसले लिए जाएंगे और किसानों से भी चर्चा के सारे रास्ते खुले रहेंगे। कहीं मत जाओ मेरे साथ चर्चा के लिए।
Well, that's the latest on the Mandsaur farmers' agitation. The Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan is saying that he will go on a fast from June 10th to hear the farmers' demands. Remember that farmers in Western Madhya Pradesh are protesting since June 1st, demanding higher crop prices and debt relief. And we have also got latest updates on the story as it has been developing. As a matter of fact, 5 farmers were shot at by the police in the wake of violence while the protests were going on. Well, that's the latest that we are breaking on Mirror now. Mandsaur protest has taken an ugly turn in the past 1 week, with farmers protesting, demanding loan waivers and demanding higher market price for their produce. Remember, this is not the only farmers' protest. Nationwide, farmers have been asking for their right to be recognized and to be paid what they are worth. Well, let's listen in to what the Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan had to say about joining the farmers and fasting tomorrow.
कि कल 11 बजे से मैं यहाँ नहीं बैठूंगा, बल्लभ भवन में नहीं बैठूंगा, मैं भैल के दशहरा मैदान पर बैठूंगा, जनता से, किसानों से चर्चा करने के लिए बैठूंगा। मैं सभी लोगों से अपील करता हूं जो आंदोलन कर रहे हैं, आंदोलन अराजक हो गया है, आंदोलन स्थगित करें, चर्चा के लिए आगे आएं। जो जायज चीजें उन पर चर्चा करने में मुझे कोई परेशानी नहीं, आखिर लोकतंत्र में चर्चा से ही समस्या का समाधान होता है। और शांति बहाली के लिए मैं उपवास करूंगा और उपवास करते हुए वहीं से मैं सरकार चलाऊंगा। बैठकें होगी, स्थिति पर नजर रखी जाएगी, फैसले लिए जाएंगे और किसानों से भी चर्चा के सारे रास्ते खुले रहेंगे। कहीं मत जाओ, आओ मेरे साथ चर्चा के लिए।
But that was Shivraj Singh Chauhan saying that he will fast and join the farmers tomorrow to hear their demands. Well, as we know that the farmers are on a war path with the government, protest in Madhya Pradesh for loan waivers and better prices for produce continues to rage on, with 7, including 5 farmers dead. Fresh clashes have erupted on the Bhopal-Indore highway today, about 4 kilometers away from Bhopal's main train junction. Protests already spread to Sihor, Dewar, Ratibad and Neemuch. The situation in Mandsaur itself continues to be turbulent. Though curfew has been relaxed from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., heavy security remains in place. Remember, in the last 1 week, farmers in Mandsaur took over the street, burning down vehicles and looting trucks. Mirror Now will continue to be on ground, tracking every update.
हमारे दोनों मुख्यमंत्री बहुत ही संवेदनशील हैं। वो स्थानीय वहाँ की सारी समस्याओं का समाधान करेंगे। मैं बस कुछ राजनीतिक पार्टियां जो कि आंदोलन को अनावश्यक हवा देने की कोशिश कर रही हैं, राजनीतिक स्वार्थवश, मैं समझता हूं उन्हें बचना चाहिए। किसानों के हितों से खिलवाड़ नहीं करना चाहिए। और जिस तरीके से मध्य प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री श्री शिवराज सिंह जी चौहान और मध्य प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री श्री देवेंद्र फडणवीस ने काम किया है, उसकी सर्वत्र सराहना होती है। और यह भी कहा है कि जो किसानों की समस्याएं हैं उनका समाधान करेंगे, आश्वासन भी दे रहे हैं। और यहाँ पर भी, हमारे राजस्थान में भी यहाँ की मुख्यमंत्री वसुंधरा जी भी, मैं कह सकता हूँ कि लोकप्रियता बढ़ी है और बहुत सारे कल्याणकारी योजनाएं जो उन्होंने यहाँ पर चला रखी हैं। मुझे तो पहली बार जानकारी हुई है कि राजस्थान के मुख्यमंत्री वसुंधरा जी ने इतनी सारी कल्याणकारी योजनाएं चलाई हैं। मैं तो बहुत ही प्रभावित हुआ हूँ, क्योंकि मैं भी एक राज्य का मुख्यमंत्री रहा हूँ और मैं कह सकता हूँ कि सब लोग मुझसे भी बहुत बेहतर काम कर रहे हैं, कोई तुलना नहीं है।
So that was Home Minister Rajnath Singh reiterating the government's promise to double the farmers' income by 2022. But for now, the horrific reality of our farmers becomes more evident. Another farmer committed suicide today in Madhya Pradesh. Shri Krishna Meena allegedly committed suicide by consuming poison over a ₹10 lakh loan. An inquiry has been ordered by the police.
किसानों की बात करेगा, देश में राज करेगा, किसान सत्यनारायण मीना अमर रहे।
Meanwhile, petty politics continues over an issue of national significance. After Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi, the Aam Aadmi Party has taken it upon themselves to meet farmer families in Mandsaur. Team Kejriwal will reach Mandsaur shortly. The police and local BJP ministers have, however, said they shall not allow the Aam Aadmi Party ministers to enter into the city. Yesterday too, Gandhi was detained at a guest house at the Neemuch border. Listen in to what the top leaders of Aam Aadmi Party had to say.
किसी भी लोकतांत्रिक सरकार को इस प्रकार से किसानों के ऊपर गोली चलवाकर उनको मरवाने का हक नहीं है। ये वही भारतीय जनता पार्टी है जिसने अपने घोषणा पत्र में कहा था स्वामीनाथन आयोग की रिपोर्ट लागू करेंगे, एमएसपी पे 50% मुनाफा देंगे लेकिन आज तक अनाज पे 50% मुनाफा देना तो दूर, अनाज का जो लागत मूल्य है वो भी किसानों को नहीं मिल पा रहा है और इसके कारण किसान आंदोलित है महाराष्ट्र में, मध्य प्रदेश में। तो 6 किसानों की मौत होने के बाद उनके परिवारों से मिलने की भी अगर छूट नहीं है तो मुझे लगता है ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है।
लोकतंत्र में हक है सबको कि वो पुरअमन तरीके से अपना आंदोलन करे, लेकिन उन पर गोली चलाना ये तो बहुत ही तानाशाही रवैया है मध्य प्रदेश गवर्नमेंट का। और हम जाएंगे और जो किसान उसमें जख्मी हुए हैं और जिनकी मौत हुई है उनके घर पर उनके परिवार से सहानुभूति व्यक्त करेंगे।
कल की तरह आपको भी नहीं मिलने दिया गया तो फिर क्या करेंगे?
देखते हैं, देखो ये तो फिर तानाशाही है ना, फिर तो लोकतंत्र कहाँ गया। मिल सकते हैं हम विपक्ष में हैं, पंजाब में भी, दिल्ली में हमारी सरकार है, हमारी पार्टी लोकतांत्रिक कदरों कीमतों को जानती है। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि ऐसा नहीं होगा, जाने दे। ये असल में सरकार का डर है कि कहीं ये इससे किसान जो हैं वो उनको कोई संरक्षण न मिल जाए पार्टियों का, तो ये इस पे राजनीति करना अच्छी बात नहीं है।
आज मध्य प्रदेश में जो हुआ है और जिस बर्बरता के साथ में किसानों के ऊपर नरसंहार करा गया है, आज दिल्ली कांग्रेस ने बवाना गांव में उसको लेकर के धरना सुबह किया और हम लोग इसको आगे हम लेकर के जाएंगे और राहुल जी को मिलने के लिए भी नहीं जाने दिया गया। यह बड़े दुख की बात है कि एक तरफ तो पुलिस का अत्याचार है, पुलिस एक तरफ से किसानों के ऊपर अपनी मांगे जब वो लोग उठाते हैं तो निर्दोष किसानों के ऊपर गोलियों की बौछार करते हैं, और दूसरी तरफ जब उनसे हमदर्दी और उनके मुद्दों को उठाने के लिए हमारे नेता जब वहां पर जाते हैं तो उनको गिरफ्तार कर लिया जाता है। यह अपने आप में आज तक के कभी भी नहीं हुआ है, अप्रत्याशित है।
Now moving on to Tamil Nadu, farmers have resumed their protest. The farmers were in the news last month for the bizarre methods of protest in Delhi. The farmers had stopped their protest outside Jantar Mantar in Delhi after Tamil Nadu Chief Minister E. Palaniswamy promised to address the demands. About a fortnight in, the farmers have resumed their protest and say they shall continue till their demands are met. The farmers have also given a 32-day deadline for drought relief and loan waivers, failing which they threaten to expand their agitation across India. Earlier, Tamil Nadu farmers also expressed their solidarity for the events in Madhya Pradesh. The farmers held a peaceful candlelight march in Chepauk, Chennai.
As you can see behind me, Aya Kannu, who is leading the protests over here, and especially condemning the actions that happened in Madhya Pradesh, where there was a lot of violence with regard to the farmers, with regard to the drought situation all across India. And of course, Aya Kannu leading the protest once again here in Chennai to ensure to get the attention of not just the state but also the center once again. This obviously comes after, protesting for more than 30 to 35 days at the National Capital. We saw a lot of leaders come and visit them. Of course, their main demand is for the center to have a look. But of course, now they are saying that it was just about Tamil Nadu farmers in the national capital, but now they have formed a committee with farmers all across India, and they want the center to pay attention to them. They want more demands to be. They want compensation for not just 82 farmers, but also for 400 farmers. So this protest is not only directed towards the center but also the state government, and they want Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy to come and respond to their request as soon as possible.
With the help of the police, they have shoot and killed 6 farmers for their rights. We are agitating here. We are condemning the Madhya Pradesh government. Like that, 400 farmers died in Tamil Nadu. So far, the government has given only 82 farmers compensation. The remaining people, they have not given compensation. They must give compensation to other peoples. During the agitation in Delhi, the state CM came there and he promised us, I will help you. I will give the pension to all farmers above 60 years, even if you have son and daughter and others. But so far he has not given.
Well, it's a mega mirror now impact. Thakur International School and Lokhandwala School in Mumbai have rolled back their fee hike. Remember, we have been campaigning against the arbitrary fee hike by schools, and now 2 schools have revoked their decision. Well, this is a Mega Mirror Now impact. We have been reporting continuously on schools raising their fees every year, which is a huge problem for parents who are trying to educate their children the best way possible. Remember that there has been a High Court order which says that you cannot raise your school fees every year. It's only allowed to 15% for every 2 years, and many schools have come under the radar for increasing their school fees 20%, maybe even 30% every year, making it very difficult and unaffordable for parents to pay their students' fee. And now, as you can see, that Thakur International School and Lokhandwala School have rolled back their fees. That's what we are breaking right now on Mirror Now. It's a Mega Mirror Now impact. We have been reporting on and campaigning against schools raising their fees every year by 20 to 30%. And now joining me on that story is Aishwarya Paliwal. Aishwarya, this seems to be a big win for parents and students alike.
Yes, this definitely is a very big win for parents as well as for students, because these two schools, Lokhandwala School in Andheri and Thakur International in Kandivali, the management of these schools has finally agreed to roll back the fee. Now parents have been protesting and they have been going from door to door from the State Education Department, meeting the State Education Minister Vinod Tawade and requesting them to ask the school management not to increase the fee hike. Now, over the past few months, we have seen hikes. We have seen parents across India coming on the streets and protesting against these arbitrary hikes, which are ranging anywhere between 15% and going up to 50%. So big relief for the parents of children who are studying in Thakur International School and Lokhandwala. But other parents are saying that they are hopeful that even the school management of the students where they are studying will also take notice and they'll also roll back fee.
Well, Aishwarya, it seems like that because of this, these two schools have rolled back their fee hike. This might now serve as a precedent for other schools which are still raising their fees every year.
Yes, definitely. Now for the schools that are raising the fees every year, what the State Education Department has done is that they have formed a committee. In this committee, there are parents as well as representatives from the school management. And right now, suggestions are being given to make amendments in the school fee hike 2011. Now, for the remaining schools, what parents are saying is that they will keep the heat up. They will keep on pushing and pressing for the management to roll back the fee. They will keep on meeting the Education Department. They will keep on meeting the Education Minister till the school does not roll back fees, apart from these two schools who have actually rolled back the fees.
Right, Aishwarya, I also would like to know that what was the response of the government? How much pressure did they put on these two schools to roll back the fees?
There was a lot of pressure from the government. Also, there was a lot of pressure from the State Education Minister Vinod Tawade, because the Education Minister has actually been going to many of the schools and he's been having a word with the school management. He's been calling both the parties on the table. He's been calling the parents as well as the management and asking them to resolve the issues then and there. He's taken notice of all the problems that parents have written to him, have given to him. He's actually given a very patient hearing to the parents, and the reason why these two schools have actually rolled back the fee is because of the pressure that the State Education Minister has put on the management of these schools, and he has asked them to roll back the fees, which is arbitrary, because that's against the law. The law clearly says that fee can be increased every 2 years and not more than 15%.
Exactly, Aishwarya. Also, could you talk a bit about the struggle of the parents, which has been going on for the past couple of years against fee hike, and could you just talk a bit more about that, about how parents are facing issues because private schools are raising their fees every year?
So there has been a lot of struggle from the parent side, because this is not the first year that we are seeing these kind of protests take place. In the past 5 years, the kind of hike that has taken place is exorbitant. Clearly, it is flouting the rule. But clearly, these hikes have been flouting the law. Now, parents have been coming out and protesting, and these are the protests that are not only happening in Maharashtra. We have seen protests take place in Bangalore, in Hyderabad, even in Delhi, against private schools and the kind of fee hike that they have been doing every year. So from the parent side, this has been a hard struggle. From the parent side, they have been fighting consistently. Now, in Maharashtra, we can say that some parents have got the relief, and what they are looking at doing is that They are saying that even if the school reopens, even if we pay the hike this year, even if we pay the hiked fees this year, they will not stop putting the pressure on the state education department so that these kind of hikes do not take place in future. Definitely a very long struggle for the parents, but now after getting the news of 2 schools rolling back 3, parents are a little hopeful and they think something good will come out.
Right, Aishwarya, thank you for joining us with those details. Aishwarya has been reporting on a mega Mirror Now impact that 2 schools have revoked their fees after Mirror Now has been on a continuous campaign fighting against arbitrary fee hike by private schools. Well, moving on, Mumbai's civic body has extended the self-imposed deadline to fix the roads of the city once again. Now, BMC is looking to finish all the road repair work and trenching work till June 15th. Viewers must note that major arterial roads of Mumbai are still under repair even when the rains has started lashing the city. Disha Shah gets us the latest.
Rains have already hit the city of Mumbai, but it certainly seems that the civic body BMC is not yet ready for the rains, as it has failed to complete the May 31st deadline of repairing all the road repairs and the trench work. In fact, I'm standing here at one such location at the Eastern Express Highway between Sion and Chembur, and as you can see, the trench work is not yet complete, and this particular area has the track record of getting inundated every year. And as you can see, that 2 days of monsoon and still the roads are yet to be complete. The trench work is yet to be complete. May 31st was the final deadline, and now they have extended up to 15th of June this year. Of course, when we spoke to the BMC chief Ajoy Mehta on the same issue, what he told us is that contractors will be penalized and will be punished, and strict action will be taken against them because they have failed to make the city rain ready as per the deadline, as per the timeline. And of course, major arterial roads like these ones are dug up, like the SV road in Bandra, the JVLR road, the Eastern Express Highway, as well as the Western Express Highway. So these will be the major pain points, at least for a couple of days, for the Mumbaikars. This is Disha Shah for Mirror Now.
Well, breaking news coming in. We have showed you the evidence, but the first citizen of Mumbai believes the city is ready to take on the reins. In fact, he says most of the repair work has been completed. When we asked him about the roads where work hasn't even begun, he said tenders have not been issued for certain roads, and those roads await repairs. They will only be touched after the monsoons.
मुंबई महापालिकेने पावसाळ्यापूर्वी एकूण 647 रस्ते आम्ही बनवलेत की मुंबईकर जनतेला चांगल्या प्रकारचे रस्ते मिळावेत. त्यासाठी मोठ्या प्रमाणावर रस्त्यांची कामं हाती घेतली आणि ते बनवलेत. जी रस्त्यांची कामं अपूर्ण आहेत त्या कामांना अजून भरपूर वेळ आहे. त्यांचं टेंडरमध्ये त्यांना वेळ दिलेला आहे. त्यामुळे त्यांनी रस्ते न खोदता फक्त SWD म्हणजे पर्जन्य जलवाहिन्यांची कामं केली आणि पावसाळ्यानंतर ते रस्त्यांची कामं करतील. आणि आपण ट्रेंचेसचा जो प्रश्न विचारताय ते ट्रेंचेसच्या संदर्भात ट्रेंचेस बुजवण्याचं काम केलं आणि पावसाळ्यातही ट्रेंचेस बुजवले जाणार आहेत. आम्ही यावेळेला ऑस्ट्रिया आणि इस्रायलचं एक टेक्निक आहे ते कोल्ड मिक्स आम्ही मागवलं आहे आणि वॉर्ड लेवलवरती प्रत्येक वॉर्डचं 50 लाखाची तरतूद करून ठेवली आहे की जेणेकरून पावसाळ्यामध्ये कोणालाही त्रास होता कामा नये मुंबईकर नागरिकांना. आणि अशा प्रकारच्या सूचना शिवसेना पक्षप्रमुख आदरणीय उद्धवसाहेब ठाकरे यांनी आम्हाला दिल्या आहेत. त्या दृष्टिकोनातून महापालिकेच्या माध्यमातून ही सगळी कामं मोठ्या प्रमाणावर आम्ही केलेली आहेत.
Moving on, the first meeting of House of the East Delhi Municipal Corporation saw protests by workers demanding they be paid their salaries and arrears. The workers have not been paid their salaries for over 2 months and arrears for almost a year now. East Municipal Corporation has been the most cash-strapped out of the 3 municipal corporations of North, South and East. The trifurcation of the municipalities has hurt the East Corporation the most. They demanded that the municipalities be unified again.
कारण currently the employees of the East Municipal Corporation are protesting because they have not been paid their salaries for over 2 months and they do not have their arrears for over a year now. In fact, all the promises by the BJP government to take out funds from the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi government and pump them back into the municipal corporations have gone in vain. The East Municipal Corporation suffers the most because it is the most cash-strapped corporation out of all the three, the South and the North Corporation. Today, before the meeting of the East Municipal Corporation, the workers are out on a protest so that the new councillors and the mayors of the East Corporation are able to listen to their demands. In New Delhi, this is Milan Sharma for Mirror Now.
Well, cyber bullies have struck again, and this time Dangal girl Fatima Sana Sheikh is their target. Soon after the actor posted a photograph in a swimsuit on social media, self-appointed guardians of culture and religion started trolling her. This incident coming days after actor Priyanka Chopra being trolled on social media over the wrong choice of a dress while meeting the Prime Minister. Speaks scores about emboldening the troll brigade.
These pictures of the Dangal star have put her back in the news months after the success of her film. These pictures making her a victim of the troll brigade on social media.
Fatima Sana Sheikh is being actually shamed on Twitter for putting pictures of wearing swimsuit during the shoot of a film in Malta. In fact, Twitterites are saying that she is a besharam girl.
And this is not the first time a woman has been targeted by trolls for making choices for herself.
It's not for me to judge what somebody else does. Islam teaches you to be modest in your clothing, and if that's the way she wants to dress, I don't see why we should be noticing it at all. You know, she's her own person and she wants to do her own thing, so I don't think that we should bother about such people.
Be it Priyanka Chopra, who was attacked for wearing a dress while meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi, or Sania Mirza, or cricket Mohammad Shami's wife. The self-appointed custodians of religion and culture have struck again.
तो उसकी मैं सख्त अल्फाज में मज़म्मत इसलिए करता हूँ कि एक तो आप मुसलमान हैं, दूसरे मुसलमान औरत को हिजाब के अंदर रहना चाहिए.
Restraining our and molding our behavioral conduct. That is the actual essence of Ramadan, that we restrain from any negativity. So now commenting on a woman is an extreme form of negativity.
Just months ago, her co-star was trolled on social media for meeting the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. And now, Fatima Sana Sheikh is the new target of these cyber bullies. But when will this social media hate end?
Well, with that, it's a wrap on news this hour. Stay tuned to Mirror Now for more news and updates.